All right, quick question. Have you ever walked down a street in the UK and had that strange moment where you think, wait, haven't I already passed this house? Red brick, white windows, same roof tiles, same layout. It's like someone hit copy and paste on an entire neighborhood. So why does this happen? Why do so many UK houses look the same? Is it lazy architecture, boring developers, or is something much bigger going on? Because here's the truth, it's not an accident. The UK didn't randomly end up looking like this. It was shaped slowly and deliberately as by history, economics, war, weather, land shortages, and planning laws. Let's rewind. During the Industrial Revolution, Britain industrialized faster than almost anywhere else. Factories exploded across cities like Manchester, Birmingham, and Leeds. And when factories appear, people follow. Millions moved from rural areas into cities for work. Suddenly, there was a housing crisis. You need homes, fast, cheap, efficient. That's when terraced housing took over. Rows of houses joined together, sharing side walls. It wasn't about making every home unique. It was about fitting as many families as possible onto limited land. Shared walls meant cheaper construction and better heat retention. Straight streets were easier to plan. Repetition meant speed. Efficiency won. And when you build entire cities this way, that visual identity sticks for generations. But then something interesting happened. The Victorian era arrived. From 1837 to 1901, during Queen Victoria's reign, Britain was booming. Industry was thriving. There was confidence, and pride in craftsmanship. Victorian houses are a huge part of why UK streets feel charming today. High ceilings, large bay windows, decorative brickwork, fireplaces in almost every room. They had detail, personality, elegance. And here's the surprising part. They were still mass housing. Entire terraces were built at once. They weren't luxury mansions. But labor was cheaper back then. Skilled workers could spend time on decorative touches. Even middle-class homes had visible craftsmanship. What was standard housing in the 1800s is now considered beautiful period property. Time upgraded them. But after that came two world wars. After World War II especially, Britain had a severe housing shortage. Cities were bombed. Families were displaced. The government needed speed. So post-war homes were built quickly, using repeat designs. It wasn't about beauty, it was about solving a crisis. And once again, repetition became the solution. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Compare this to the United States. In many American suburbs, houses often look different from one another. You'll see a colonial-style house next to a modern one. Different colors, different shapes, bigger driveways, bigger plots. Why? More land, lower population density, looser planning restrictions in many areas, and large suburban developments designed around car culture. In parts of Asia, especially rapidly developing cities, you'll see bold architectural experimentation, bright colors, ultra-modern designs. In countries like Japan, houses are often rebuilt every few decades, so neighborhoods constantly evolve. But in the UK, land is limited. Very limited. The UK is a relatively small island with a high population density. Greenbelt laws restrict where cities can expand. Large-scale urban sprawl is heavily controlled. So instead of spreading out, we build tighter, and this is where space becomes a huge factor. UK houses are compact. On average, British homes are significantly smaller than those in the United States. New-build homes in the UK are often among the smallest in Western Europe. Rooms are tighter, hallways are narrower, storage space is limited. You don't usually get huge open-plan basements. Three-car garages, double-height living rooms in many American homes, and even in some developing countries where land is cheaper, interior space is generous. In the UK, space is expensive. Every extra square meter pushes the price up quickly because land is incredibly valuable, especially in London and the Southeast. So homes are designed to maximize efficiency. It's not that British people don't like space, it's that space costs money, and when land is limited and demand is high, compact design becomes the default. That compactness also explains why so many streets look uniform. When houses are built close together with similar footprints, Visual variety naturally reduces. Now add planning laws. The UK has one of the strictest planning systems in the world. Councils don't just approve what gets built, they influence how it looks. Materials, height, roof pitch, window style, and whether it fits the character of the area. If something looks too bold, neighbors can object. Approval gets delayed. Delays cost money, so developers play it safe. If red brick and pitched roofs are easy to approve, that's what gets built repeatedly. Repetition reduces risk, and housing is fundamentally a business built around managing risk. Then there's climate. The UK is wet, windy, and cold for much of the year. Homes evolved with steep roofs to shed rain, brick walls for durability, and compact forms to retain heat. In warmer climates, houses can spread out and outdoor living becomes part of daily life. In Britain, indoor efficiency matters more. Culturally, buyers also lean traditional. Estate agents know that period features and character add value, so even new builds often mimic older styles. Decorative brick arches, sash-style windows, heritage color palettes, modern houses dressed as historic ones because familiar sells. In the UK, value is driven heavily by postcode rather than design. A simple terrace in London can cost more than a large detached home elsewhere in the world. Location dominates architecture. Add conservation areas where even small exterior changes require permission. And entire neighborhoods are effectively frozen in time. But here's the twist. The UK does have variety. Georgian homes, defined by symmetry, proportion, and tall sash windows across clean brick facades. Victorian houses with more detail, more character, with bay windows, decorative brickwork, high ceilings and fireplaces. Edwardian homes, slightly wider, brighter, larger windows, less ornamentation, and more focus on comfort. The 1930s suburban boom, classic semi-detached houses with curved bay windows, small front gardens, and practical layouts. Post-war housing, built quickly and efficiently, simple designs, minimal decoration, uniform estates to solve a national shortage. Modern eco-builds, cleaner lines, high insulation, solar panels, and sustainability built in from the start. They're just layered tightly together, built from similar materials under similar constraints, so your brain groups them as the same. What you're really seeing is 200 years of adaptation to limited land, industrial growth, war recovery, strict planning, high property values, and unpredictable weather. And once millions of homes are built a certain way, that way becomes normal. Familiar, home. Maybe that repetition isn't a lack of creativity. Maybe it's history compressed into brick, lined up along narrow streets, and once you see that, you'll never walk down a UK street the same way again. Welcome to Just Curious, and follow the channel for more such videos.